Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Maverick here, bringing to you episode 23 of Carole and Tuesday. So last episode, right, we got into quite a bit of a shocker with Angela collapsing on stage. Although I guess in a way it's also expected since she was kind of overdosing on some pretty bad stuff, right? Drugs and all that, fentanyl and miscellaneous stuff. Although it did give us the brilliant ending scene at the very end. So from a meta perspective, right, it's good for us viewers, but for Angela, not so much. And so here we are, right? And honestly, I really don't know how this is gonna go. We're literally 2 episodes away from the ending, and well, what exactly are they going to do? We still got that entire 7 minutes of Miracle on Mars thing that they keep talking about in every single episode in the introduction. How are they going to transition into that from last episode? You know, what is Tao up to? This entire situation with Valerie and Jerry and Kyle and Spencer. What about Angela? You know, she literally just won Best New Act of the Grammys, right? But now she's collapsed. And I think perhaps more importantly, what does Carole and Tuesday have to do with all of this? So hopefully, they're going to make a smooth transition into the end. But, well, I don't know. Let's not get our hopes up and just see how they actually do it. Alright, as usual, skip the opening and the introduction. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Don't stop believing. Yeah, psychoactive drugs. Yet to regain consciousness. Don't do drugs, kids. I haven't seen her in a while. Oof. Uh, wow. I was gonna say, isn't this like kind of rude in a way? But, whatever. Hmm? Again, with the political stuff. Oh, Spencer. Hmm. うん。
人気ミュージシャンのスキップ・コリンズが本日17時頃公務執行妨害で逮捕されました。スキップ、コメントを。何があったんですか？あいつらに聞け。俺を黙らせよってんなら俺の魂に手錠をかけてみろ。スキップの新曲チェインズは表現規制に対しての痛烈な批判と言われており、今回の逮捕はそれに対する報復だと彼は主張しています。
The thing I don't get about this here, though, is. Oh, she's conscious. See, like I was saying, the thing I don't get about that is the current president isn't Valerie. It's like, Wait, but why is Artigan here? What are you doing here? Ah. All the musicians that they know. But this isn't all the musicians they know. I guess. Okay. Hmm. I guess something kind of like Live Aid. Though not really. So that's the miraculous 7 minutes. Well, if you have nothing if you got nothing to hide, why would you be wary of this? Hmm. Has Spencer already talked with her?
あなたはただの一候補に過ぎなかったことを。で、いつどこでやる？こういうことはなるべく早い方がいい。ああ、もたもたしてると情報が漏れかねない。ああ、だからってそんな急に箱を抑えられねえだろう。いや、一日だけ可能性のある日がありますね。ニューイヤーの1月1日、火星移民から50年目の記念日だから、その日はほとんどの店とかライブ会場も休みだし、ミュージシャンも空いてるはず。あ、火星移民メモリアルホールも空いてますよ。
They literally immigrated on January 1st.
移民の象徴であり、火星を代表するホールだ。いいかもしれねえな。それにあそこはキャロル&チューズデイが始まった場所みたいなもんだし。よし、決まりだな。
Oh, the place where they met? Okay.
大型のサーバーが必要になるな。俺は信用できるメディア関係者に当たってみる。俺は箱を押さえる。あとコネでミュージシャンに当たってみるわ。僕もベスに頼んでみますね。俺はありったけのミュージシャンに声をかける。
You'll write the song?
何言ってんだ。お前らには大事な使命があるだろう。そこで歌って
Of course.
私たちが曲作るの？当たり前だろう。お前らが言い出したんじゃねえか。ミュージシャンの誰もが納得するような曲が必要だ。奇跡の名曲ってやつだ。頼むぜ。
Oh, hey, at least they all.
金だと。タオは大規模なサイバー攻撃を仕掛けてきている。どこかにアジトがあるはずだ。すぐに探し出せ。
At least they all recognize Carole Tuesday's writing abilities. Don't stop believing.
マジでくたばっちまったんだな。
Really?
これからすげえことが起こるってのによ。
Pouring out for the homies? Ugh. Of course she's gonna be on board. I wonder how many of these are like references to real world musicians. Brum, 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 brum.
ちょっとプレッシャーかけすぎたんじゃないですか？まあまあ、ちょっと落ち着いて。気分転換でもしたらどうだ？そういや、これ見た？ピョートルと GGK？
What?
二人でユニット組んだんだ。
Losers.
絶対誘いたい。そうしよう。あともう一人、どうしても誘いたい人がいるんだ。
Angela, right?
体の方はだいぶ解放に向かってます。あとはアンジェラさん、お客さんですよ。さあ、今日はお願いがあってきた。
いと思ってるんだ。アンジェラがいたからこそ私たちも頑張れた。だから
何を言ってる。ジェリーがテロに関わっていた証拠を例の曲と同時にリークするって話だったはずだ。
Okay, he's gonna talk with her. His mom.
洗脳されているんだ。だがその資料を見れば自らの間違いに気づくはずだ。もちろん母は責任を取らなければいけない。大統領選も辞退し、政治家としてのスペンサー、何を甘いことを言ってる。その前に全部握りつぶされておしまいだ。そうやって闇に消えていった事件をいくつも見てきた。歯に最後のチャンスをあげたい。所詮はお坊ちゃんのお遊びか。俺は母親に裏切られた。ガキの頃、母は俺を捨ててどっかへ行っちまった。叫びたりで家に戻ってこない父親に愛想つかしてな。俺だって母親ってやつをな。
そう。何か前に書きかけた歌詞なんだ。そう。私は母親に会ったこともないけど、まず母親ってさ、お母さんのことだけじゃなくて、私たちのルーツのことでもあり。
Mother Earth.
例えば、地球とかいろいろ揉めてるけど、私たちはみんな地球をルーツに。そうだね。生まれも育ちもみんな違うけど、母親から生まれたってこと大事だし、時には私たちを祝福だったり、時には私縛るものだったり、そういうの全部ひっくるめてマザーってことだよね。私たちはみんなマザーから生まれた。自由に生まれてきた。
They can't be just playing this song this episode, right? Mother, unite, peace.アンジェラさん、あなたのことを待ってるファンがたくさんいますよ。
だっていいのよ。別に私が好きなわけじゃない。私が死んだって悲しむのはその時だけ。すぐに忘れちゃうのよ。
That's not true. But indeed, she doesn't have anyone, any relatives or next of kin anymore. Huh. What? The tower from Angela. He's gonna visit her, isn't he? Oh, this is a great song. Tao. Better late than never. Okay, so Tao finally decided to show up, right? Um, I guess that's kind of sweet and all, considering that Angela right now doesn't really have anybody in her life anymore, and I guess the closest thing you could say to a a reliable person or something for her to cling on, someone for her to cling on would mostly be Tao, right? So I guess that's the reason why I'm expecting her to also show up at the performance next episode, is what I'm saying. And to be honest, the ending song for this, The Tower, it's literally called The Tower, I quite liked it, actually. It might be my favorite song of the second core here. Either that one or the normal ending song. I quite liked how they really showcased Angela's voice here. And honestly, that was what I was mostly thinking she was gonna do in terms of the other performances that she had. Maybe show off her voice in this kind of manner, right? So I like this song. I like the song. So the entire concept, right? I will admit that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting them to actually turn that miraculous 7 minutes into something that's actually sort of a unison song, if you will. Although I guess it could make sense in a way. So instead of really doing something that's, I mean, they're literally rookies, right? Like, how exactly are they supposed to change the world or anything? I was thinking originally that perhaps they're going to do some ridiculous thing like dodging guards and whatnot, and then or hijacking hijacking the airtime, television and whatnot, in order to air their performance. Something more conflictual like that. But this is a cool idea, I guess. Like I mentioned during the episode, sort of like Live Aid-esque, where a lot of different musicians come together in unity to promote one single thing. Throughout the world, it's mostly done for disaster relief purposes, for charity, for that kind of stuff. Some recent examples include the one in Japan, for the Tohoku earthquake. And, well, various others as well. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of these kinds of examples, but, the most prominent example, at least internationally, would probably be Live Aid. But the thing is, those were for charity performances, right? It wasn't really for a political message, which I guess kind of bridges my point into the next one, and that is the entire concept of the episode, right? Or indeed the entire concept of the series as a whole, which really is, I mentioned this before, right? They're really not hiding the political undertone of this anime, right? It's pretty much in your face. And honestly, I don't really like it like that. Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it. So first of all, I think I have to say first that I am not American. I'm not American, so the immigration issues and whatnot, I don't feel like it's my place to have a say on this, right? I'm not the one being affected by this. To be honest, I don't I don't have a position on this, right? However, I do care about freedom of speech, censorship. That's actually one of the topics that I'm most protective on, and I'm most outspoken on. I generally consider myself to be pretty political pretty high up in the political apathy scale, but freedom of speech and anti-censorship, those are things that I really, really, really it's something that I really believe in, right? And it's one of the few political topics that I will actually make a stance and, express myself in. However, even so, I don't really like how they're really doing this too much in your face, right? Political messages in anime, in all sorts of media, they've always existed in some ways or the other, right? Media, art, if you will, is about taking a position. You want to express something, right? So it's fine there. However, there is beauty and value in subtlety when you're doing this kind of things. And I feel like here they're just really pushing it a little bit way too hard, to the point where it just feels too forced in a way, right? You guys get what I mean? I mean, like I said, because I don't really have a particular stance on this, I assume that perhaps those who are more, especially from the States, if you are more democratic, on the democratic side, I guess, you might resonate with these messages a lot more and feel that this is, oh yeah, it's speaking out my message, right? Whereas if you're a conservative or a Republican, maybe not so much, right? But I don't know. I just feel like even if you do like the messages that this anime is performing, you might not like the way that they have chose to promote it, right? So I don't know. Just my 2 cents right now for this. I'll probably speak on this topic a little bit more in the next episode, in the finale, once everything is said and done, and then so we can have, we can look at the series as a whole and really kind of look through the entire, I guess, meaning of the anime, if you will. But so far, I feel like it's a bit too much in the front and center here. Although, if we take this away, then really, this anime, we don't, like, is there any other meaning to it, right? They're literally always going around and doing stuff that doesn't really have any particular deeper meaning, and so on and so forth. So, I guess this is the main core of the anime. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for my review of this episode. Is there anything, I guess maybe we can end on a lighter note? When they were gathering up all these different musicians, I don't know, I think maybe, I mean, they've did these little Easter eggs, these little cameos in the past, right, where they, the artists that they're showing are literally archetypes of some real-world artists as well, real-world musicians. In this one, throughout all those scenes there, I think the only particular reference that I think I can make would be maybe Marlon Manson, right? When we see that guy with the eye shade and whatnot, I think that might be a reference to him. The rest, not really sure if they are any references at all. If you guys do think that one of them is, referencing some other musician, do let me know. If not, hey, I guess it's just a fun little exercise to end this on a light note. So, there you go. That was episode 23 of Carole and Tuesday. I'll be seeing you guys for the grand finale next episode. See you then. Bye-bye.